one of my teachers about, my life. He's like a father figure to me at times. So, we was chopping shit up, right? And, a lot of things got brought up about being a man and being a man in your relationships and being a man of a household. What does that mean, oh my goodness, excuse me. And that's something that in my personal life, it really set me back, not having a strong, structured household. You see, I said this in previous videos. I have a South Node in Scorpio. For y'all astrology folks who get what I'm saying with that. With a South Node in Scorpio, there's a lot of chaos in my childhood, past life, etc. There was a lot of traitors. There was a lot of betrayal. There was a lot of other people's resources, People driving like crazy right now. But essentially, that lack of structure in my household and that lack of examples of how to have healthy relationships, even just simple things like what it is to be a man, what it is to be a woman, what the role is in the family structure to be a man and to be a woman, that was never communicated to me. That game was never obtained and passed down to me. Somewhere in my ancestral line, that got broken apart. And so part of my job being alive in this family that I'm in is to heal my bloodline and to reinforce a new, non-traditional structure of operating my household. That's me personally. And I know this through knowing myself. I know what I have to do and what I'm here to do. So, when it comes to a family, when it comes to a household, the root of that is a man. And some people will argue, why can't it be a woman? If that's what you want to do, if that's how you want to run your household, go for it. But see, I'm a man. And so, I'm the man of my household. If you're a woman, sure, go ahead, run a household. If that's what you want to do. If you want to be the head of a household as a woman, go for it. And let me know how that turns out for you. But see, my philosophy, what I teach, what I practice, what I walk, and what I will implement into my family when I do have a family one day. Because right now the family is just me. It's just me. You feel me? And my household is anyone I allow into my orbit. Anyone I allow around me. If you are in my house, you have to respect my household. That goes without saying, but I will say it because you have to say these things as a man. You have to clearly communicate how things need to be. Because when things are just up in the air, floating around, I have to constantly reel that idea back into a woman, to my children. I have to constantly be bringing these things back to earth, back to your mind, to remind you, hey, this is the values that we have in my family. In our family, this is the values that we have. And so, the reason I believe a man should be the head of the household is because right now, I am all that I am. A man creates his value every single day. Through his actions, through his character, through his vision, through his wisdom, through his knowledge, and through his experiences. A man creates his value every single day. You see, a woman preserves value. A woman it naturally, intrinsically has value because of her nature. But see, a man must create his value every single day. Wow, this person's going about 3 miles per hour. Blows my mind. Anyway, a man creates his value every single day, and he gets his values from his creator, from God. And so, if you're a man of God, then you're going to follow God's law. I really can't get on the highway from here. Bump that, I'm doing it. Screw it. Tell me what I can and can't do. Anyway, so a man creates his value every single day, and God gives him his value, and God determines his value. God gives him in his heart what it is his morals are, what it is that he values, right? God gives that to him, okay? And so it's imperative as a man to have a relationship with God. Because if you're operating without that connection to God, then you're not going to be operating out of these true principles, these true morals, these true values that are cosmic, that are universally true. You could be, but there's a good chance without that clear direction, without that clear relationship with God, that you're going to be influenced by lower desires, animalistic desires, right? That's why that relationship with God is so intrinsically important. Because without that, you don't have a clear direction. That's something that I said earlier. You have to clearly communicate as a man to the woman in your life, to the children in their life, anyone in your family or household. You have to clearly communicate to make sure that they comprehend what it is that will be accepted and what it is that will not be accepted in this household. You have to clearly communicate to your family, to anyone in your household, these are the principles that God has given me. These are the morals that God has given me. And this is what the foundation of this family, of this household, this is the structure of this household. This is the principles that I stand on as a man. A man without principles is not a man. You're a male. When you can't stand for something, and what does that mean? When you can't stand for principles, when you can't stand on morals, you're not a man. You're a boy. Some of y'all hate that I said that, because y'all don't stand for shit. A man who stands for nothing will fall to anything. See, a real man will die standing up than to bow on his knees. That's not a real man. That's a docile male. You see, so many docile males running households, running families, running structures, organizations, businesses, and they get walked on like doormats. Why? Because they're docile. Because they have nothing they stand on, so they easily are falling. Simple stuff, simple stuff. Don't let the simple things go over your head. Don't ever fall in love. I stand for love. Love is a principle in my household. I stand for love. And every day, with my relationship with myself, every day I rise for love. Every single day. Even when I don't want to, I rise for love because I love myself and I love God. And God taught me how to love myself and how to love others. And you don't fall for love. You rise for love. So no, I will not be falling in love with you. You're going to have to rise to the same standard that God has set for me, the same standard I set for myself, the same standard that I'm setting for you and anyone else in my household and family. I hope y'all are getting this message that I'm communicating to you, because it's imperative. As a man, as a leader, you must lead by example, the example that God has given you. God told me what it is to love. God showed me what it is to love. Love is acceptance. Love is free. Love is respect. So no, if you love me, you're not going to possess me. You're not going to try to control me, because that's not how God loves me. God showed me how to love me. God showed me how to love you. So anything outside of those parameters is not love. That's illusions. That's confusion. You're confused. The opposite of God is confusion, is ignorance. So don't try to confuse me with your ignorance. Because God will teach you. And me as a man, it's my job to teach you. It's my job to pass down what God instilled onto me. God gave me these principles. God gave me these morals. God showed me by example how to be a leader. He led and showed me how to be a leader. Now I am following his footsteps. I'm following God's footsteps. So I'm not going to stretch this out any longer. I really hope y'all got the message. I'm going to be talking about this a lot more. But as a man, you have to have principles. You have to have morals. Your values are given to you by God. And you have to clearly communicate and enforce those. Love is the law. God is the judge. And you as a man are the enforcer of the law. You understand what I'm saying? I'm dropping gems, yo. You don't understand. If you're watching this video, you are blessed. Most folks never receive this information. The folks who receive it from me, they gotta earn that shit. they really got to put in the work, the effort for me to give them this game. So you're getting this game for free just by watching this video. You should feel blessed. And you should. Have a blessed day. Seriously, have a blessed day. And rewatch this video. Think on it more. You know, I'm going to be creating content, creating many different things that will teach y'all what I had to teach myself, what God taught me. Because my father failed as a father. You know, if my father's watching this, this is the real truth. My father failed in teaching me how to be a father. He failed by leading by example to be a father. And that's a generational curse. That's a family curse that I'm stopping in its tracks. My kids will not be confused. My woman will not be confused. They'll know exactly what it is to be a man, exactly what it is to be a woman. I could keep going, but that's it. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace be upon you.